She can look.
Please let us know of your presence by signing into the attendance books, if you would. And it is a time for announcements.
I have an announcement. I would like the men to stay after church, meet up here in the corner. I would like to see if any of you would be willing to go with me or to represent our church in the disaster preparedness workshops that are going to be held starting Tuesday from 6 to 9 for 6 weeks. It's going to be over at the LDS Church in Fillmore, and I think it would be an awesome ministry for our church. We've talked about this in our 360 group and so on, to be ready for disaster preparedness for this community, for wherever we live, as part of Bardsdale Church's ministry. So please, men, stay after, and we'll talk about that.
But it's the Super Bowl.
2 seconds.
The Super Bowl's later. Just
have an SPRC meeting after church today.
But it's a Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl doesn't actually start until like 2 or 3, is that
I don't
true?
even know, 3:30.
3:30?
That was the
Okay.
joke. I wouldn't know the Super Bowl if I fell over it.
Okay, important things of life. So, next week, it's a reminder, we will be voting on the single board governance for the church. And so if you haven't picked up one of these are the
The new bylaw kind
the
of.
new bylaws that we will be governing the church by. So if you want to know what you're voting on, this piece of paper is what you should be reading and taking home.
Or call Bob Morris, or call me after church sometime, and we'll try and answer any questions you might have.
We are gonna have a garage sale the first week of April, and Friday wasn't working too well for people, so we're having our hanging up party on Thursday. We'll be starting at 9, and if you wanna come and help hang up and sort the things that we've gotten, that's great, or if you wanna donate some stuff, because it's coming right along. I mean, it's February, so. And that is one way that we make a lot of money for missions. So please support that. Thank you.
Okay. So for SPRC, Lord in Your Mercy, for the disaster relief program, that's going to be coming to Fillmore this coming Tuesday, Lord in Your Mercy. For our men's group, the Bums, Lord in Your Mercy. For single board governance, Lord in Your Mercy. For the yard sale, Lord in Your Mercy. And for the hanging up parties, which are now on Thursdays, Lord in Your Mercy.
Bethany, the nurture?
Oh, thank you. Nurture meeting this coming Tuesday at 10:30. That's people who are into education, Christian education, children, youth, adults. So if you're interested, 10:30 in the morning on Tuesday, Nurture. So for the Nurture team, Lord in Your Mercy. I also have a couple of names, Paul K. Voss and Ryan S. Fanauf. They are people who died in the plane crash in Afghanistan the other day. And then there's a request from Karen Fonts for the Jaden Placida family. I'm thinking that Jaden passed and her family needs prayer. So for Paul K. Voss, Lord in Your Mercy. For Ryan S. Fanoff, Lord in Your Mercy. And for Jaden Placida, Lord in Your Mercy. And for her family, Lord in Your Mercy.
Okay, now, let's join together in the prayer for deliverance, which you will find in your bulletin. Give me a pure heart,
That I may see Thee,
a humble heart, that I may hear Thee, a heart of love, that I may serve Thee, a heart of faith, that I may abide in Thee. Amen. Now is the time for silent prayer as we listen to Joy playing the piano intro. Thank you, Joy. Now it's time for our processional hymn. If you would stand as you are able, and we will be singing This is a Day of New Beginnings. You'll find it on page 383 of your larger hymnal. time for the call to worship. If you would stand as you are able. The call to worship is in your bulletin, and we will all begin together. Lord, who may sojourn in your tent, who may dwell on your holy mountain, one who lives without blame, who does what is right, who speaks the truth from their heart, whose tongue is not given to evil, who never wrongs their fellow, who tells no tales of their neighbor, but honors those who fear the Lord, who stands by their oath even to their own hurt, who has never lent money at interest or accepted a bribe against the innocent. The one who acts thus will never be shaken. Thank you. You may be seated. It's time now for the children's story. And Caroline is going to be giving the story this morning.
Aren't these beautiful children? Good morning. Okay, so if you watch any television, you're going to see lots of commercials and campaigns for what is happening this year, where a lot of people are paying a lot of money to get their point across. The elections, yeah. So, are there any women? Have you seen any women that are running, that have been on television? There's one prominent one, but we've never had a woman leader at the top. We have women, senators and congresswomen, but we don't have any leader at the top. And I looked it up to see what countries have had female leaders. There's a lot. Not us. Okay, Iceland, Marshall Islands, New Zealand, Bangladesh, Nepal, Estonia, Germany, Croatia, Norway, Ethiopia, Taiwan, the United Kingdom, and Lithuania, just for a few. All of those countries have had women that were the leader. Finland. Yeah, in Israel. I just didn't get to all of them. There's a lot. That's the point. There's a lot of women that have been at the very top, but not here. Well, what's your point, Carolyn? Okay. My point is, today we're going to talk about a woman in the Bible who was a leader. Not just a good woman who did nice things. She was a leader. And she's in Judges. And her name, do you have any idea of her name? Deborah. Yeah, Deborah. They're so good. They're so great. Okay, I have a lot of facts, and I hope I can get them all in the right order. So I bought this a while back at Vaughn's, and then I was shocked at how much it was, and I was too embarrassed to put it back. to the register. Anyway, it's great. I want to show you this picture, and it was painted by a man called Francesco Solimena, and he was in the Baroque period. He was born about the middle of the 1600s and died about the middle of the 1700s. So he lived, I think he was like 90 or something. But this is his depiction of the battle, where Deborah was kind of in charge, and it's kind of, can you see what's happening to the horses there? Can you tell? It's kind of confusing, isn't it? Yeah. Well, what happened was, Deborah was a leader. They called her the mother of Israel. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, what happened is, she was a leader, and people would come to her with their, things, and then she would sort them all out. And then there were, okay, let me get my facts straight here. So, and she was a prophet also, which, I didn't know that much about Deborah. I had fun doing this. And she would deliberate under a palm tree, and they called it the Palm of Deborah. And under the palm, she dispensed righteousness, justice, and mercy. Well, there was a general, Sisera, who had been really mean to her people for a long time. And so they decided to go to battle. And she had a general, Barack, not Obama, just Barack. And he said, I'll go, but you have to go with me. I mean, that's how much people thought of her, because he thought, if I go with her, then I will be respected. So they went, and what happened was they had 10,000 men. That was Deborah's team. And Sisera had 100,000 men and 900 iron chariots. And that's what that picture is showing, the chariots. And what happened, it started to rain and rain and rain, and the chariots, what do you think happened to the chariots?
Got rusted.
They could get rusted, but what happens before they rust even? The roads, they're not cement. They were, they got stuck in the mud. And it was a brutal battle, and everybody on the bad team, they lost, except for Sisera. And he escaped. But he did not get away. It was a woman who took him down in her tent. He came to the tent, and she said, well, rest here. And she gave him some more milk, and he fell asleep, and she just got rid of him. So he did not escape. And so it was a woman who was the leader.
Through the pit.
Yep. And then a woman who took him down. And I thought about a lot of women in the Bible, and I thought of them as kind of, well, there are a few bad ones, just like in everything, and a lot of good ones, but I never thought one being this strong this way. So this is a really good lesson for me, and we might not get a female president this time, but eventually we will. I know, eventually we will. Maybe not in my lifetime, maybe in yours. So anyway, she's a really remarkable person. One, to get named in the Bible, because most of it is about what? In the Bible?
Yes.
Men. Most of it's about men. And you know what they say, behind every good man is a good woman. But they didn't get mentioned a lot. But some of them did. And Deborah was quite a character. And after this battle, they had 40 years of peace, which is amazing in those days when everybody's fighting. Well, in these days it would be amazing too, to have 40 years of peace. So she did a really good job. So we're going to do some more studying about Deborah downstairs, and I want to say a little prayer, and then we'll say the Lord's Prayer. Heavenly Father, be with us and guide us, and let us have the strength of Deborah and the wisdom of Deborah, whether we're a man or a woman, and let us respect everyone for who they are inside, not by what they look like, or if they're a man or a woman, or the color of their skin, or how they're dressed, Lord. Let us remember we are all equal. We are all God's children. And let's say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you. Let us continue our worship through the giving of our tithes and offerings.
Thank
peace. May the peace of the Lord be with you all. And the question, we all come to church for a variety of reasons. If your new neighbor came up to you one day and said, "Why do you go to church every Sunday morning?" How would you answer them?